Well. Go away there. Hey, what's going down, everybody? Johnny O, it's Plot Hole. My goodness, today was a interesting day. It wasn't like terrible by any means. Just, you know, internet went out for the better part of the day. So I didn't get a whole lot of work done, and I almost missed this stream. They just fixed this about 30 minutes ago. So there we are. Glad they did because I missed you guys and I wanted to see you before the end of November. Holy shit. Tomorrow's the last day of November. What's that about? Holy crap. So we have 32 days of the year left. What? Freedom Fighter says, hello, Plato. Good to see you. Risen 1157 says, howdy, all. Shiz, Johnny I don't call you daddy. Oh, Jesus. Don't tell him that. What's up, Mel Roden? Berta Fergus in the house. My car wasn't. My car is fine. My car was good. Ida Pimp, you to ho. He's saying hi to Shiz, but she really means to say hi to me. So there we are. JL, you are in the house. You can be in the house a little more. There you go. So you know. Hope meter holds up. Yeah, mine too, actually, because weird stuff goes on around here. What's up, Skits Crasher? Good to see you. Mr. Andret in the house. Good to see you. Teresa Flobert. Good to see you. We've solved that conundrum, I guess. Stacey Hansen says, hello, Johnny O. Hey, Stacey. ATV Thunder. Good to see you. Stevie, good to see you. Mayor says, hello. Good to see you. Charlie Welsh says, dis here. Sometimes. Randy Hatchmaker says, hello, Johnny O. Hello, good to see you. Angel Rivera says, happy holidays, everybody. Yes, we're getting into December. That means the next live stream, I will be doing the beard ornaments. I've got to pull them out of the old case back there, but I've got them. Make sure they light up and all that fun stuff. Daryl Ann missed what? Almost missed this stream. That's where it is. Prissy, Texas Tomboy has become a new Plot Hole crew member. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Dickbag Patrol says, hey, Plot Hole, good to see you, DP. Wow, Shiz, just terrible. Beaver Zero says, I'm glad our toy wasn't deleted today, but why does our toy have to be the human version of lawn darts? I don't know. Honestly, sometimes it's good to have an idiotic toy. Sometimes not so much. Andrew Rivera says, what up, Johnny O? Or what up, Plot Hole? Good to see you. ATV Thunder says, hit the hit button. Yeah, that one. That's the one. Mr. Twitch. Bunch of chili pot stirs. Where are they, Mr. Twitch? You let me know where they're at, and we'll point them out. We'll laugh at those guys too. Historical Philosopher says, long time no see. It has been a minute. It's good to see you, Historical Philosopher. Popeye's Biscuit Energy. Yikes. What is that? Solus Summer 7 says, hello, gorgeous. That's Shiz, of course. Never at me. What's up, Freight Edge? It's good to see you. News Now is in the house. Dave Malik, hello. Dark Canuck, good to see you. And I think I got everybody. If I missed you, I'm terribly sorry. Skitch Crasher for $2 says, hello, Johnny O. Hello. Good to see you. If I missed you, hello. No, I'm not. I am not ignoring you. I promise. I miss all of you. That's why I do this, because you guys are fun. You're fun. I enjoy your company. I hope you enjoy my company. And we get to laugh at things together. Okay. Gotcha. Sorry. 2 minutes, Turkish. Gosh. I was kind of disappointed in you confronting ID on a stream yesterday. I've always seen you as a level head that refrains from involving yourself in the drama. Quite inspiration. I promise all of that will be sorted out very soon. There we are. Well, that will be sorted out very soon. It's difficult to get a hold of Irish. He likes to ignore people when he's like that. So I figured the best way to get a reaction from him, or at least let him know that, I don't like doing it either. Yes, I generally try to be the more level-headed one. But again, when he likes to ignore people, I've got to give him a little bit of, Snatch. Yes, that was Snatch. Because Johnny has Romper Room's magic mirror. That would be fucking cool. That would be fucking cool. But I don't, unfortunately. You're not a vegetarian. I call bullshit. Not a vegetarian. That's, well, never mind. You like dags? Oh, dogs. Yeah, I like dags. Oh, Mr. Twitch, man. My goodness. What is the matter? Mr. Twitch, do you need some attention? Is that what you need? Let's give you some attention. All right. Mr. Twitch, what's going on? What's the matter? How can we help you feel better about yourself? Okay. Let us know. Let us know. What can we do? Yeah, as soon as he acknowledged, as soon as Irish Damien acknowledged what was going on, then I was good. You'll notice I was good. Seriously, Mr. Twitch, if you need some, just tell us what's going on, right? Like, you could be cool. Just be cool about it. Like, hey, are you feeling bad? Are you feeling down? Do you have something? Do you have something? There's just something going on in your life that you need some help with. Do you need a hug? Like Stevie says, Mr. Twitch, do you need a hug? Just let us know. I mean, like I said, we could be here for you. Look, we don't all have to get along, right? We don't all have to believe the same things or appreciate all. We don't. You're more than welcome to do whatever it is you want to do. I don't, whatever, as long as it was within reason. Believe whatever you want to believe. I encourage. Stop, puppy. I encourage everybody to have, discourse. If you want to talk about something, just, let me know. And we'll figure it out. If not, then, my goodness. Maybe Mr. Twitch is actually Mr. DeCastro. What's up, Emily M? Good to see you. I saw somebody else said hello to me. Casey Cooper says, well met, Johnny. Well met. Uh-oh. Speaking of people who are well met. So apparently, stop kicking me out because you can't take it. Who's kicking you out, Mr. Twitch? And it's one thing. See, there's a joke, right? A joke is knock, knock.
Who's there?
Go fuck yourself. That's my favorite knock, knock joke. What movie?
Oh, hey, it's...
You know who said it.
Yeah, but the minute you asked, you know what popped into my head?
What's that?
There was a sequence from the show Suits when he goes, reminds me of my favorite knock knock, my favorite bad guys in World War II knock knock joke, and he's like, knock knock, who's there? And he just smacks him in the face in the middle of it. We will ask the questions. The minute you asked me knock knock, I was like, that's where my mind was. It was just like, because that's a funny one, because the behind the scenes is the other actor wasn't expecting that. So he knew he was going to tell him a knock knock joke. He just didn't know what was going to happen because they wanted to get a legitimate reaction. He's like,
right.
Knock knock. Who's that? We are asking the questions.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And his reaction was genuine. Like, I just got slapped.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like when during the fight with Tyler Durden when Ed Norton punched him in the fucking ear. That wasn't scripted. He just, like,
why the ear, man?
You hit me in the ear.
You hit me in the ear. Oh man, I fucked it up.
Yeah.
Speaking of
no. You're not weaseling your way out.
No, I can't remember. It's gone out of my head. I don't recall what.
Why are you always so serious all the time? Does it bother you? Yeah, a little. Well, would you like to hear me tell a joke? Yeah. We'd love to hear you tell a joke. Knock, knock. Who's there? Go fuck yourself. Come on.
I'm at a loss. Oh, okay. It's been a minute since I've seen that.
Me too. That's
yeah.
It's my favorite.
That's right. It's when he was around the other officers in the deal. And they were all commenting about how he's such a hard ass and he never does anything. And
right.
Yeah. So I remember that.
Zachary Hooper says, "What do the five fingers say to the face? Slap."
What do the five fingers say to the face? Slap. It was just the conversation suddenly reminded me. That
PHP Tony for 10 Ozzy says, yes, have all the Discord you want. Then agree with me.
You're right. But it reminded me that of the Punisher film with Thomas Jane, in the fight sequence with Kevin Nash when he was fighting the Russian.
Tony Regime is bringing it up right now in the side chat.
Oh yeah. When he accidentally, when Thomas Jane accidentally stabbed him like in the chest, like stabbed him right there in the chest with a knife, and they kept it because Nash's reaction was so perfect. It was just. Yeah, it's like, oh shit. And I think James was probably real too. He was like, oh, I just stabbed this dude. It's like, now I'm gonna put my hands on you. Because that was a big dude. Because Kevin Nash is a big motherfucker.
Right.
Oh, it's like Kevin Nash could have been Michael Myers for Rob Zombie. That would have been a scary dude.
God. Yeah, it was too big though. Chris Crash from $2 says, hello, JL. All right. Bam.
How can you have too big of a slasher? Come on.
Well, again, we're talking about Ken Foree. You know, it was already because
that's true.
Five inches taller than Ken Foree, and they had to like do some creative wiggling to make them. You know what I mean? Because they both looked. Matter of fact, Ken Foree looked just a wee bit taller than Tyler Mane in there. Yeah. So. What's up, OG Goblin? Good to see you.
Kevin Nash isn't that big. He's only 7 feet tall.
He's 7 foot tall, yeah.
That's why they have that scene. That's why I like seeing that scene in John Wick. When John Wick gets the drop on him outside of the Red Circle Club, and he's up behind him, and he's speaking to him in Russian. He's like, you've lost weight, about 60 kilo. And he's like, you back? He was like, you here on business? He says, yes, I am. He's like, why don't you take the night off? Thank you very much, Mr. Wick. And he walks out. But the camera angles, like, they didn't need to do that angle. Like, it's Keanu Reeves and Kevin Nash.
Keanu Reeves is maybe 6 foot tall, but yeah, there's plenty of differences.
There's plenty of Kevin Nash to go.
Shiz, you don't need to be protective of my beard. It's okay. But PhD Tony does need some protection because he's PH motherfucking D Tony. So there we are.
No, we need protection.
From the nuclear. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. From the nuclear fallout.
Yes.
And the blast radius.
It's huge. It could be huge. Jesus. Flat Derp is in the house. That's the person we all need protection from.
We do. Flat Derp is savage.
Yep. Flat Derp. He's one of my favorite creators on here. Simply because of his sense of humor. Like he can do sock puppets with the shit that he does. It's fucking hilarious. Just really good. So
one of his recent ones had me on the floor. It was just beyond funny. And I commented that it was probably one of his most brilliant ones yet. I think, and it was one of his more difficult ones. The ones where he has to essentially go like frame by frame by frame in order to get the animations correct. But it's so seamless, and it just looks hilarious. And that one just had me on the floor. So Flat Derp is from when he first. I remember when Flat Derp first came on the scene.
Oh yeah,
you know,
Nathan Thompson. Was it Nancy Nathan or whatever we call him?
Yes, Nancy Boy. Nancy. We started gaining traction with Nancy with the Adventures of Nancy Boy, and to see where he's come from the beginning to this point right now, he is just kicking ass.
Yeah. Golly, it was so fun when he did that Irish demon eating the hot sauce.
It's kicked by the horse.
Kicked by the horse. Oh, it's so good. You got to be careful what you say and what you do around Flat Derp because you never know you'll be the butt of a Flat Derp joke.
Or you just let everything go and you don't even worry about it because you hope that he picks you up. Because at this point, it's almost like getting picked up by Weird Al.
Oh yeah,
it's like you want to be parodied. By you want to be you want the derp treatment. That's what you want.
Yeah, you do. Michelle Graham for $5 says, "What's good? Why is everything so tense? Am I missing something? Is it tense? I hope not. I hope it's not tense.
What's good? What's really good?
Thank you that $5 super chat, by the way.
What's gotten into you? Same thing's about to get into you.
Oh man. This is what we need to do. Flat Derp, and I promise you, if you send me this or if you want to work on this together, I will do this with you. But we do need a Miranda rights, except the Flat Derpa rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you can, whatever. We got to figure that out. I think that would be a good one. It'd be like a good channel trailer for you there, Flat Derp. What's up, Arby? Good to see you. There's some people that popped in. Hello. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep an eye on it. I know some people have asked me if I'm mad at them because I miss the whatchamacallit every now and again. I'm not, I promise. It's just tough to see all the comments with all you guys in here having a good time. So really, I do. I mean, at me and I'll grab it. I'll do the best I can to grab it. So, did you see my latest? Video? Was it News Now McDummy? I'm gonna call him News Now McDummy because.
Oh, I gotta be honest.
Because he called the police officer, right? He was ready. He went full script, right?
Oh,
Shiz, hi, Playboy. No, so this guy he goes into full script, right? Full script, name and badge number, and these cops were just not fucking having it.
Yes, okay. So here's the difficulty, and I'm gonna let you finish on this. But the difficulty is that there's so many people covered like this because I get notifications from you, I get notifications from Team, from Van Valian, from Auditor Troll, and it's become like Flat Earth. Well, I'm now well aware of it now that they're all the same thing. It actually, I shouldn't say Flat Earth. It's like Christian apologetics. It's like presuppositional apologetics. It's the exact same script delivered with varying degrees of competency depending upon who you're talking to. So it's just become the same. So I'll watch like 3 or 4 in a day, and then by the next day they've all blended together in my mind of this one derpy asshole running into people screaming, "I have the right to film it." Just to get camera. So
what's up, Life Giants? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean. This motherfucker walks up and he's all blah 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 blah. First Amendment rights, and I have the right. Like, first of all, you're in a BMV. Effed up world. Good to see you, Mr. Schrodinger's cat is in the house. Always good to see you.
Now, is that the DMV, like the Department of Motor Vehicles, or
in Ohio? It's called the Bureau
of Motor Vehicles. BMV,
okay, right. And whereas yes, they do handle things like registration, driver's license, and whatnot. All BMVs in Ohio were privatized in 2014. All of them.
Cool, I get that. I mean, if you have a shortage of government employees that can do that, or people who can meet the qualifications, then if you privatize them out, let other people do the management for you.
Right.
I totally understand why the state would do that.
Yeah, I mean, the point is, it's a privately owned business.
Yeah.
Right. This motherfucker, well, it's the DMV. Like, well, it's the BMV, number one. I know we're playing semantics here, but the problem is when you sit there and talk about how, oh, well, they're public. No, they're not. They're private.
They're private. Thank you, Zachariah Hooper. Appreciate that. It is public access, but they can rescind that access at any point because it's a privately run establishment.
Right.
His argument is kind of like the same lines. Like if you were to walk into a bank and try to do the same thing, that the bank is public access and the bank is FDIC insured. So there is the government involved in that. But just because the government's involved in that business or insures that business or does whatever, doesn't mean you can do whatever the hell you want on that property. So it's the exact same.
The funny thing is, even in circumstances, let's say it was. What's up, Vlad? Good to see you. Even if it was it was run by, like, in the state of Texas, we have the DPS, right? We just have Department of Public Safety. We don't have a DMV. Essentially, it's the same shit. It's just we don't have a special name for it. Even DMVs and BMVs operate under the DPS in respective states. Anyway, just because they are, public whatever, it doesn't mean you can go in there carte blanche and act an asshole. You just can't do it. You can't do it. Right? You can be trespassed for being an asshole. They can kick you out. And you want to take them to court, go right ahead. It's going to be a waste of time. But no, so the funniest part was when during his script, he got flustered because he was like, name and badge number. The officer was like, no.
That was that.
Well, you have to this like, yeah, no, I don't. I don't have to tell you shit. Number one, I'm not initiating contact with you, right? And that's another thing, right? Here's the thing. There's no law that says police officers have to do this. Now, most most police departments have a department policy that states you should identify who you are, name and badge number when you make contact. When you initiate, when the police officer initiates contact, that's when you should identify yourself. If I initiate contact, there's no requirement for them, even interdepartmentally, there's no requirement for them to identify. They don't have to give me the name and badge number. Most of them will, just because, like, what are you gonna fucking okay? Name, I mean, can you fucking not read his name, badge, name right here, badge right here? I mean, just whatever. It's a power trip. Anyway, it was just so fucking hilarious. Gosh, Frank, good to see you. He's like, oh no, we're not. And I want a supervisor. No,
because the situation doesn't require one. You're good.
Exactly. That's what exactly what they said. Like, look, here's the thing. They don't want you in there. You've been trespassed. Well, I need my trespass paper. Like, do you really want to do that, or can you just not go back in there? Because you go back in there, there's gonna be issues. Well, I don't. You guys are a Trident.
Yeah, I did catch that. It's like, that was okay. Like, his Tridents are pretty cool. It's like,
that's why I said, yeah. I want to be a fucking Trident. You know what? Everybody's got their shit. My shit's gonna be. Do we have Trident? We have Trident emojis. Put some Trident in the site.
This is the wild thing, that it's something I've never brought up, but I know that other people have thought the same thing, and it's just not an original thought to me. Hey everybody, good to see you. Good to see you, Arby. The thing that gets me is that an officer will come up and ask them who they are, and they'll be like, I don't need to self-identify, I don't need to tell you who I am. When technically, when an officer is asking who you are, that's still a lawful order to identify yourself when you're in public, and say you still need to carry identification, especially, well, if you're in a vehicle, you need to carry identification. But nonetheless, you still, when you're asked to identify yourself, you should identify yourself. Now, right. The weird thing is that if you look at it from the officer's perspective, and if there happen to be any, like, of these individuals in the chat who are not speaking up, you're just listening. My curiosity is this. I'm going to pose this to you, Johnny. If from the officer's perspective, if they enter into a situation, they don't know what's going on, they need to be able to assess what's happening. They're just getting a call. They need to figure it out. So they're conducting an investigation. They ask the individual to identify themselves, like, what is your name? They say, I'm not telling you. The only thing logically that officer can discern from in the course of the investigation from them refusing to identify themselves is that this person doesn't want me to have their name because of some reason that they think they might get that might get them into trouble. Because if I have their name, they think something bad is going to happen. The only thing bad that would happen is they would get arrested for maybe an outstanding warrant or whatever. So something of that nature. Awesome. But it comes down, the officer can only logically conclude that they are deliberately hiding information because they want to keep information from the officer in the course of an investigation, which it technically could be argued as obstruction. But that's pretty extreme. But maybe. when you put the officer in that situation, this is the question. When you immediately put the officer in a position where they have to be like, why is this person hiding information from me? Why don't they want me to know? Worst case scenario, they have warrants out and they don't want to identify because they'll be arrested. This could turn into an ugly situation. Mm-hmm. But now you've automatically put the officer on the defensive. Why don't they want me to know? What are they trying to hide? Are they just being a dick? Or is there something more serious going on here?
Maybe.
And I need to be concerned. But the officer doesn't know. And that automatically walks in and puts the officer in a defensive position because now they have to be concerned about what they don't know. More so because now there's a confirmed possibility that there could be something more extreme going on here. So all it does is exacerbate it. And if you have no warrants, then you're good to go. There shouldn't be a problem. So what are they going to do? Like, use your name against you? Like what? So I've never understood the logic behind that.
Okay, so here's where I'm going to probably take a little bit of shit from people, and that's fine. When I'm out and about, and a police officer stops me and demands information, the first thing out of my mouth is, what have I done? Right? If I'm driving, it's different, right? If I'm driving, get pulled over, I've got ID and proof of insurance ready to go, right? But out and about, walking around, if I'm just walking around, hey, who are you? Who are you? Why do you want to know? I don't readily give out information. I'm not suggesting that anybody has to just, here's all my information, right? There are certain situations when you get pulled over, yeah, you gotta give your information over, right?
Right, yeah, because that's you've been pulled over for a potential traffic
Right.
infraction, or even something you don't know. You could have a brake light out, and they're just letting you know. Because I've had that happen where I had a brake light out and I had no clue until I got pulled over. It's like I wasn't speeding. What the hell? He's like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" I honestly have no idea, officer. And he's like, "You have a brake light out." Oh, news to me.
Right.
So, and the officer's like, "Okay, here's your warning. Go get it fixed." I'm like, "Fantastic!" And I go and
Most of the
I.
time, yeah, most of the time in that situation, that's what happens. You get a here's your, yeah, tail lights out. Just want to let you know because it's taken care of, right?
Right.
Most of the time, I do understand that it is different for other people. Like, not it doesn't always go that route. I understand that. Um, but there was one instance when somebody knocked on my door, and it was a detective. They were asking me about the next door neighbors. I don't have any information for you, officer. Here's my card. I don't need that. Thank you, though. How long you been here? That's none of your business. And then, thank you, and I close the door. I mean, I wasn't rude, but I don't volunteer information. I'm not going to answer questions I don't have to answer. That's just good policy for anybody, right?
Okay, I
There's
get
a
that.
way. There's a way to go about not answering questions, and you know, exercising your Fifth Amendment right in a certain situation. There's a right way and a wrong way about it. Most softards, wrong way. Most
Right, right.
of these First Amendment auditors, the wrong way.
Okay, so here's my question. Of the information that the officer could ask you, like if he knocked on your door in the situation and he asked you um, something about your neighbors, and you honestly don't, you're like, I have no idea, I've never met them, so I don't have any information about them. And if he asked you like tertiary information about whatever, like of something that's going on. Now, I understand the idea of not wanting to just offer up information, but there's also the understanding of what information is harmful to give out, because there is some information that's dangerous to give out. Like, for example, I've had officers ask me for my social security number,
Nope.
and I'm not giving them. It's just like I apologize, I don't give out my social security number. I don't just speak it out, because if any, and I don't write it down and just hand it to people. I submit it on government forms that I'm automatically submitting, especially on my taxes, but I don't just hand out my social security number. And then the officers understand that just for security purposes. But if they ask me my name, my address, they're verifying whatever, my phone number, what are they going to do? It's like, are they going to crank call me in the middle of the night?
I can tell you once, and one of the reasons why I kind of got this way. I may have told the story before, but there was a time where I was moving from a house to an apartment, and I was literally in the process of moving. We moved on a Friday on the weekend.
Okay.
So it was Friday night. I had my van packed up, and I was moving. I got pulled over because of a taillight or some bullshit. I wasn't speeding. They didn't give me a speeding ticket. And driver's license, and proof of insurance. Here you go, officer. Boom. She looks at it, it says, "Is this your current address?" And instead of saying yes, like I should have, I said, "Well, actually, I'm in the process of moving, as you can see by all the stuff in the back of my car right now." And this fucking cop wrote me a ticket for no change of address. I said, "Are you kidding me? I'm literally in the process of moving. It's Friday night. How would I have been able to get a change of address? It's Friday night. You got the DPS is closed." And he said, "Well, you should have had a change of address." And I said, "But I just got my address. I just got my new address. How am I supposed to?" Fucking wrote me a ticket for no change of address. I should have just said, "Yeah, it's my current address."
You see, and it's weird, and I understand why that would piss you off. Why that would piss you off. I get it, and it would annoy me as well.
Oh,
but
it's worse.
But I also know that I got the ticket, and they wrote down failure to change address. But I know that when I got the ticket, I just got my address, and there wasn't enough time. That not enough time had elapsed for me to get. Even if I had put in the request, it wouldn't have gotten back to me until the next business day at minimum. And if this was the weekend, then it wouldn't be till Monday, which means I could go to the court. And even though it's a pain in the ass and it's time out of my day, I could go to the court and be like, "Yes, they gave me a change of address thing. They cited me for no change of address." But the problem is that I had just gotten the address, and then they wouldn't have gotten me the address until Monday because I just got it on Friday. So the official forms wouldn't have been available to me. And if that argument is made, Then the judge would have just dismissed.
Oh, no. Get this, right? Because I'd already had planned, because I had the Monday off, I had the weekend off, right?
Right.
I got off work Friday afternoon, and for the move the whole weekend. And Monday, I'd already planned to going to the DPS to get it taken care of. Already done. I went and took care of it at the DPS, and then when I left the DPS, I immediately went downtown and said, "Hey, I got this ticket, but I'd lost a ticket in the move." I showed up. Hey, I lost my ticket. I was given a ticket for no change of address. Here's a receipt for my no change of address. And they're like, "Look, we can't find the ticket here, so give it 2 months, come back, and then we'll have processed the ticket by then." So, all right, cool. I kept the receipt. 2 months later, I went back down. Hey, boom, I was told this, that, and the other. I even spoke to the same clerk, and she wouldn't looked it up and said, "We can't find the ticket. So if we look at the officer, just didn't put a ticket in." I was like, "Cool, no big deal." So I left. 6 months later, 6 months later, I get my mail, and in the mail,
you had a warrant out, didn't you?
I had a warrant for my arrest.
I guess because for failure to appear.
Well, because I said, "Are you fucking kidding me? I went in there twice." So I went to the fucking court again. And I went to like, "Look here, this here." I still had the receipt for when I got the damn change of address. Something told me, just keep the receipt, because you never know.
Right.
Probably my father's like, "Keep your receipts, boy.
Always do it."
Happen, right? So I showed up to fucking court, and I submitted all my information. Says, "Look, this is what happened." Judge took a look at the case, looks at my receipt, sees when the ticket was originally written that Friday night, looks at the receipt from when I had my change of address. He looks at me and says, "Mr. Ortega, what are you doing here?" I said, "I have no idea.
Don't know."
This is my third time coming to the court. Or this is my third time trying to get this taken care of." And she's like, "Get out of here. Go away. Don't."
And when it's not even a formal dismissal, just get the fuck out of my court. What are you doing here? I got murderers and shit. I got the document. It's traffic court, so it's just like, I got legitimate stuff here going on. Just get the hell out of here. And I understand that it happens, but you look at it, and I know it's a pain in the ass, but the mindset, but that happens so rarely. I mean, I myself, misspent youth. I've been pulled over so many times for speeding. I got pulled over once for evading. I told you the big pullover deal where I knew I was going to jail.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm absolutely going to jail this time. It's like, there's no avoiding it. There's like his only option is to take me to jail.
Yeah.
So, but he didn't. But it didn't happen. And so I've avoided by offering up what is required and not taking a stand or being private, just like that. I have avoided as much difficulty.
Yeah.
As I should say this. By offering up the information as asked and being what these people would call a bootlicker. But by doing that, I have avoided more difficulty than the difficulty I have gotten by standing on my privacy rights.
Yeah, so
on my Fourth Amendment. So it's like, where's the trade-off?
Well, but here's the thing, right? So there's a right way and a wrong way to go about that whole situation. When you get pulled over and you don't want to answer questions, you give them what you're legally required to give them, right?
Not a trifold.
Right. Don't do the trifold.
Don't do that.
Jesus Christ. Don't do the trifold, because the cop's probably going to look at you and write you a citation for being a dumbass.
And he still got a ticket when he did it. He's like, "Here's my trifold. You're still getting a ticket, Chief."
But here's the thing. This is where I'm going to offer Chili. This is where I'm going to give Chili a little bit of grace here, because what he did, whereas it was stupid and didn't work, it was non-confrontational, non-combative, and if you want to protest that's the perfect way to do it. Then you take that ticket, you go fight it in court, right? You're never going to win that argument in the field. You're never going to win that argument, right?
The legislation doesn't happen in the street.
Exactly.
That's always been my father's advice, and some people may disagree with this, but this was my dad, and my dad grew up in backwater areas like backwater Tennessee, backwater Missouri, where the rural cops are undermanned, they're understaffed,
right.
They're outnumbered, and they have zero fucks to give. Right. And essentially my dad's advice to me was like, if you ever get pulled over by the cops or you ever get detained by the police, literally your mindset should be this: my ass is grass until they let me go. Just bend over and do whatever, because the minute you push back, you're only going to make it worse. I mean, if you give them no reason, and yes, it sucks, but guess what? Now everything is stable. You have minimized your problems, because it's not just a matter of the issues with the police officers and getting roughed up. The matter is that's not the point. The point is the legal ramifications afterwards and how much that costs in court. The more things you rack up, the more expensive it's going to be. So it comes down to a monetary thing. If you don't want to bankrupt yourself or spend 6 months to a year or more in jail, then just give them what they need to move on and just carry on. Unless, of course, it's something that it should be protected, like your social security number. I would say never, ever give that out to anybody. I don't care who's asking. So unless it's like your taxes.
Ask a really important question, but what if they're being tridents? What if they're being trident?
Well, then it's a 3-pronged attack, and I'm only one man, so I can only expect so. I can it's like
that. My goodness, yeah, it is really seriously. You're going to lose in the field, right? The only thing you can do is make it worse. So instead of losing in the field, look, there are a lot of people out there who have legitimate gripes with that whole situation. You have a legitimate complaint. You were done dirty, right? If you were done dirty, you're not going to win. You're not going to win on the street.
And what feels better? What honestly, if you think about it, what would feel better? You get pulled over, you're getting railroaded, and you know it. Okay, because there are officers out there that will railroad people. You're getting railroaded, and you know it, and you have evidence that you're being railroaded. What feels better? Arguing with the cop on the side of the road to try and get out of the ticket and then getting one anyway?
Right.
Or simply saying, yes, sir, no, sir, take your ticket, go to court, and embarrass the shit out of him then. Because when that happens in the court of law, it's not just a matter of click, clack, we all go on about our business. No, that officer now has on their record that they are issuing citations that are being summarily dismissed in court. And if that racks up enough, these are the checks and balances that we have in place. If there is a system in place in many jurisdictions, probably not all,
I will concede that system does take a minute, right? Sometimes
it does take a minute, unfortunately,
but be faster.
It feels so much better just to win that, especially if the officer deigns to show up in court. If they show up and then you bam, 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 and then all of a sudden the judge is like, plap. That officer himself, he may not care. But guess what? The judge does. Because the judge is there to serve the people as much as the officer is. And the judge is sitting there looking at this and be like, I have gotten 9 tickets from this officer where they are consistently being summarily dismissed because of all of these technical problems. You think that's not going to blow back on them? Shit, yes, it will. That's how the system works. It's slow. Yeah. The wheels of justice are terrible, and they need to be faster and more efficient. But that's because we don't have enough people doing the jobs, and we don't have the jobs to give them because the governments don't, because these little small governments don't have the money. They're underfunded, they're understaffed. What do you expect? So.
Like I said, I really do wish that we had better avenues, but arguing with a police officer in the moment is not going to do anything for you except get you into more trouble.
Right.
It sucks. No, I agree. It's bullshit. I agree. Bullshit tickets are bullshit tickets regardless. You have to learn how to mitigate your damages, mitigate your costs. I mean, let's say you've got that police officer who gives no fucks and has no problem tasing or breaking arms or cracking skulls, and you argue with him and you get tased, you get a cracked skull and all this pain and anguish, right? You still got your ticket.
About his stuff in your pocket when you're in the ambulance.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe you did win that lawsuit, but you still had to go through getting a cracked skull.
Right.
You still had to go through all the anguish.
Is it worth the pain and suffering? So
would you have beaten the ticket in court anyway? Yep. Well, I mean, you got to the same place. It's just how you go about getting there. And again, I am not at all saying you guys need to bow down to police officers. Not at all. Just understand there's a right way and a wrong way to go about it. And there's a right way and a wrong way to get things changed. You got to play the game, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's just one of those deals. And I know that a lot of people would disagree with it, but it's always been, my personal policy for me that if I get pulled over, the officers have all the authority. every stretch of authority, because that policy for myself has gotten me out of more trouble than standing on my Fourth Amendment has caused me trouble. Because like, for example, like one time I deigned to do it. I got pulled over and the officers wanted to search my vehicle, and I was like, no, I don't give you the right to search my vehicle. And because it was like some Richardson police officers, and they wanted to search my vehicle. It was like the officer. It was one officer. They're like, "Hey, can I search? Can I take a look in your vehicle?" I was like, "No, I'd rather you didn't. I'd appreciate it if you didn't." You know what happened? The detainment then took 30 minutes while they waited to get a canine out there, and then once the canine indicated they saw it, then they dragged all my stuff out on the pavement, and then when they didn't find anything, then they just left me there, and I had to go clean it up all myself. If I had simply said, "Yeah, you can go and take a look. There's nothing in there. Just feel free to take a look," the officer would have been like,
"You see,
all right, I don't see nothing, so we're good to go." And so
this is where I generally disagree with you on this, because do you have probable cause to look at my shit? No, then I do not agree to unreasonable search and seizures. I just don't.
I agree with that, but I have nothing to hide, and I have nothing that they would take.
Yeah, I mean,
so what are they going to do? Like, take my dirty clothes? It's like, no, I have nothing they're going to...
That might constitute biological warfare, Jay.
Exactly. Well, at the age I was, it absolutely would have, because my socks could stand up on their own. Yeah. But seriously, it's like, I have nothing in my vehicle
because they were full of semen.
I have nothing in my vehicle that will result in me going to jail. I have nothing in my vehicle.
Into JL's laundry, it crunches.
It's not like I have $9,000 sitting there that they could be. Oh, what is that seizure called? They're
I forget. Yeah,
it's something where they could just take them essentially.
Yeah, that's Steve Lato was talking about it.
Right. Yeah.
Just the other day. Oh God,
but people are familiar with it. But I don't have anything like that. No paraphernalia, no drugs, nothing illegal,
unexplainable wealth, or something
nothing that they would want to take. It's either fast food garbage or my clothes or like my school materials. That's it. So, but the problem is, because I said no and I took a stand, they came out there, dragged it out even further, made me late to where I was going, and then dragged my stuff all over the floor, and then they turned around and they made me, and I had to clean it all up myself. So it's like, if I just said yeah, because I know I've got nothing they want and nothing they're looking for, and it's like, sure, yeah, go and take a look.
Civil forfeiture, that's what it is.
Civil forfeiture, that's it. Yeah. So it's kind of like, pick your battles,
Skitch Crash for $2 says, "Hello, Mr. Beaver. Here's the thing. I won't. No, sorry. No, you don't get to look at my shit. You don't. You have a warrant? No? Cool. You're not looking at my shit. You want to bring the dogs out and have them fucking tap and false fucking whatever? Okay, that's cool. But all right, that is one hill that I'm not gonna die on that hill, but I will fight on that hill.
Fuck, at the border, they will literally tear your vehicle apart and then say, have fun. Well, they walk away with your doors sitting on the ground. It's just not worth it in certain situations.
It's not worth it. It's not worth that scenario.
My
just
bag's
be like
in the back of the vehicle and I'm going to the States, and he's like, what's in the bag? And I'm like, clothing? And he's like, why is it not in the back of the truck? And I'm like, dude, it's January and the back of my truck is full of snow. I don't know if you noticed, but I don't have a cover. So my suitcase is just gonna be buried in snow from a 2-hour drive. I was like, that's why do you mind if we look at it? Fucking have fun.
I do mind. I don't want you to see my Superman underwear, officer.
I want
You're better off at the border pulling the dildo right out and showing them how it operates.
Okay, that's the particular situation. It's like, I was like, literally, it's like, and you see these people who like, are you I've been through border checkpoints, okay? I've been through them and be like, are you an American? Yes. Are you transporting anything? No. Get the fuck out of here. And then you drive on.
I've gone through the American border so many times. Like, borders are just so different when you're coming or going. Doesn't matter to or from Canada. The one time the woman asked me who paid for my vacation, and I literally, because it was like I had been laid off, and she's like, well, what's her job? I'm like, well, she's a student. She's 20 years old. And then, it's like the woman literally leans back. Like, I swear to God, she's like, I found a fucking drug mule. This is my day. She leaned back in her chair, crossed her arms, and she went, well, then who paid for the vacation? And I remember for a second thinking, bitch, how is that any of your business? But I was just like, Well, I said, if you must know, my parents paid for it. And I said, besides, I got laid off 3 days before my vacation. What was I going to do? Cancel all the paid for tickets? Then she was like, oh, if I stamp my entry back into the country.
Like I said, that's different, right? So we're talking about Border Patrol in,
Yeah,
state or
borders
country
are
to
always a
country.
bit more
That's a little
serious
different.
than the police.
But if you pull me over for my taillight out, fuck you, you're not looking at my car. Sorry, that ain't happening. No, get a warrant. Fuck
See,
your
unless
mother.
I think I have drugs in there, I'm just going to let you do it. But everybody's got their own opinion on that. That's fair.
Oh, hey, my boyfriend's back. Stephen Kane, good to see you, buddy. If you need a hug and a kiss, just let me know. Anyway, NA for $6.66 says, I have gotten out of a few tickets by being respectful and owning up to my mistake. Absolutely. Here's the thing. I have noticed this. This is something, if you get pulled over for speeding, right? And a police officer comes up and says, do you know why I pulled you over? And you said, I have no idea. Guess what he's going to do? He's going to make sure that you remember why you were pulled over by writing you a fucking ticket. Now, if you, same scenario. You know why I pulled you over? Yeah, it's going a little faster. Yes, you were. Slow it down. You know how many times I've gotten to just slow it down in that situation? So many times. So many fucking times.
I've even had the guy lean in because I convinced him enough that I didn't know where I was speeding. Or I was like, oh, I didn't realize. He's like, well, this is a 60. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize it went down again. I said, like, I lied a little. I'm like, I knew it dropped down to whatever. But you're being friendly. And the guy's like, next thing you know, he's like, hey, listen, here's a minimum ticket that doesn't cost you any points, but gives you a little slap on the wrist. And just so you know, the speed drops like 3 more times up there. So they give you advice on the way out.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you're cool, then you're good. Because
Steve Lado talked about this exact situation the other day. Steve Lado has got a big channel, Lado's Law. He reads cases all the time. The other day, he posted one late at night, and he said, I just got back. I was pulled over not even 20 minutes ago or 40 minutes ago. And he explained how, he was pulled over, what he considers somewhat arbitrary, but of course the guy pulled him over to see if he'd been drinking, because of course it's the night after it was Thanksgiving weekend and everybody's drinking, and so they're looking and it was right after the bars closed, which is a lot of times they're looking. So I guess he bumped the line a little bit and he driving, so he pulled him over, and Steve said, he goes, listen, he said, could I have cracked the window and said, what do you want? Kind of thing to the guy. He said, yeah, sure. He said, could I have told him to fuck off? He's like, yeah. He's like, you know what? I could have. He said, but you know what? You do you. He's like, I chose to, answer the questions and be friendly and then get, basically a warning. He said, the guy that says, hey, fuck you, officer, I'll tell you where to stick the ticket. He said, he's going to get a bunch of tickets. I didn't that night. So
I'm also keenly aware of. I mean, just to say, I know that my tactics work and have worked in the past and still work to this day. I had an officer up here pull me over one time. Didn't have my ID on me because I left it in the house. I was just running down to the store to come back because it's such a drive, and it was like, ugh. But I had to run out and go grab something. Got pulled over real quick. Had a chat with the officer. Officer asked me all the questions I had. It was like, yeah, I apologize. I have my ID, but it's not on me. And I left it in the house. I'm running a quick errand. I was just doing something quick for my wife before she goes to work, and this is the situation. Not to mention it's a Texas one because I haven't been required to switch it over yet. And it's like, okay, cool. And I ran him down. And he was like, okay, just keep the speed down, man. I was like, because I think I was like 5 or 6 over. So he's like, just keep it down. I was like, yeah, you got it, absolutely. I was in a hurry, and he was like, cool. Now I understand that my system works, but I also recognize that some people will say that I have the privilege to be able to get away with that, and I recognize that. So
I will say this.
I know it doesn't work for everybody. That's the whole point. I know it doesn't work for every individual.
Well, and I was going to add that I've had officer's son privilege because my dad was an OPP officer, and I grew up in a very small town, 6,000 people, and one day on like Halloween night, I got pulled over in my Geo Tracker, a blue baby blue Geo Tracker, those things, and he goes like this though. He was tracker. Oh, you've seen them. They got the soft back on the back blowing in the wind.
It's such a Canadian. Such a car a Canadian would drive.
Oh no, it's a Barbie mobile. It was baby blue with like a pink swirl, but I was happy to have a vehicle.
That's such a Canadian car.
To finish though, he pulls me over and he literally goes, and remember this is kilometers, people, not miles per hour, so don't think we were blasting. But he's like, do you think he leans in. He's like, "Do you think your father'd be very happy that you were going 75 in a 50 zone?" And I'm like, "Probably not." He's like, "You better go home and tell him, because when I see him next time, I'm gonna tell him he's on a different police force." I did not tell my father, naturally. So 3 or like fucking 2 months later or something like that, I'm like walking through the house. My dad's like, "What's this bullshit I hear about you doing 75 in a 50 zone?" And I laughed. I said, "That was a while back." He says, "Don't." He's like, "Doesn't matter. I'll take your fucking vehicle away." So.
And it is. I'm sorry. It is a Canadian vehicle. I mean, you look at the colors. Look at the colors. It's non-offensive colors.
Don't
Totally.
make me boo you, damn it.
What, LGBTQ mobile or what?
Whatever.
No, it's soft. It's pastel.
You could put Ken and Barbie going to the beach in that thing for sure.
Exactly.
It had that beautiful little roll bar, fucking baby blue.
The damn thing screams.
Fuck's sake.
It screams optimism.
Let Johnny in.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, it wasn't my fault.
That's right. The best one I got out of talk about brass pass. we were on our way to my mother's in Colorado. We passed through Amarillo, and we were fucking like 90 and a 70, right? Just fucking booking it. And the kids were like 2 years old, 3 years old. Yep, I will abuse my authority. That's true. We get pulled over, and it's a statey, right? I'm like, oh fuck, this guy's writing us a ticket for sure. Stays me like, fuck it, we don't give a shit. He pulls us over, and he comes up and says, "Do you know how fast you're going?" I say, "Yeah, I know how fast I'm going." And my son, who's like 3-4 years old, yeah.
Had the 4x4 with the lockable hubs. You had to get out with a wrench in the cold and fucking turn the wheel centers.
It's the most unoffensive car out there. It's just so optimistic.
I had the hardback kit for the winter because otherwise it was awfully cold. You had to have the heat cranked at 100% all winter or it wasn't even warm.
Nobody cares.
Come on, your first car's a memory.
Fucking hell. All right. Anyway, so here we are. This fucking cop looks at us. My son in the back seat. He's like, "Oh, hey, my Papa D is a police officer. He's a cop. You're a cop. Do you work at the same? You work at the same precinct? You guys work together? You know my Papa D? You know my Papa D?" He's like, "No, I don't know your Papa D, son, but blah, 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 blah. Sir, just keep it down below 80." And he fucked off. I was like, yes. Was that yes? That's that chili. The chili. Yes.
We're gonna have so much fun.
So much fun. Craze for $5 says that's because you act human in comparison to others, like most of us do. Absolutely. Here's the thing: you treat people with respect, you will get respect treatment most of the time. Every now and again, yes, we'll come across that fucking power tripping fucking police officer who's gonna like try and crack your fucking coconuts. But do you really think arguing with him?
Some of us like it when they step on our testicles. Thank you.
Yeah, some do. But do you think they're gonna argue? They're gonna be like, "All right, well, yes, fucking argue with me because that's gonna make it better for you."
Right.
No.
Just don't argue. Don't argue with them. Just don't give any reason to escalate the situation beyond what it is. If you were speeding,
and I get it, it sucks that we are the ones who have to keep that de-escalation in mind when they're supposed to be the professionals. And I absolutely agree that we need to hold them to a higher standard with de-escalation. 100% agree. But just because that is something that I believe does not mean we shouldn't do things. We shouldn't take responsibility for our actions. We shouldn't, "Oh, well, because you're a cop, I can tell you to go fuck yourself." Well, you can.
See, and that's like I said. So my own personal policy, the way I deal with the situations, doesn't work for everybody. But I can tell you this. I can tell you I'm 42 years old. I've had more than my fair share of run-ins with the law. Both really, really bad and, just standard traffic stuff. I've had more than my share, and I can tell you right now, the how I engage with them has saved me more trouble because I will give them whatever they need and whatever they ask for. Because one, I know the information cannot be used against me. Unless it's like my social security number. I've already expressed that. But if the information can't be used against me in any way, then it won't matter.
And
two, until the situation gets resolved, where that's on the police side, we have to recognize that. So, and I understand it, but that's the safest option. I've never had any information that I've given to an officer come back and bite me. It's never occurred. I'll give them my name. I'll give them my address. I'll give them my phone number. I'll give them everything that's pertinent.
Well, yeah,
as
but
long
this
as
is all
it
stuff
can't,
they're
as long
going to have anyway.
because they can get it anyway, so it doesn't matter. They're going to find it anyway. So what does it matter? Okay, because just withholding it is automatically going to escalate the scenario. And there's no need for us to escalate the scenario any more than it needs to be. So why? I know the Fourth Amendment is a thing. I know like unlawful search and seizure, and they need a warrant, and they like this. But guess what? When they really, really have something, they'll have those things. Oftentimes, they'll have those things in the course of an investigation. But when it's just a traffic stop, there's no point, unless, of course, you are doing something extraordinarily illegal. So
I mean, I don't want to.
My dad told me that people break enough laws that if you wanted to pull somebody over, you could pull them over.
Oh, for sure.
Because he said you just have to. He never said that's what they were doing. He just said that if they really wanted to just pull people over and ticket them, because it was all about profit generation. The reality is that that almost everybody driving a car could probably find themselves pulled over every day, because at some point you're going to keep rolling a little bit more. Your tires just move just a little bit. Wow, you never stopped at that stop sign. Oh, you put the blinker on too late. You're supposed to blinker X many seconds before you change lanes. If you go through it, you can find a reason to pull somebody over if you really want to. So the fact that they aren't just pulling over everybody for really ridiculous things, Johnny, yours was ridiculous, then, it kind of shows that they're not just trying to generate money at the very minimum.
Right.
Especially when they do what they did to Johnny. But then the one officer who had every reason to take me to jail and impound my vehicle and get lots of money out of me chose not to do it.
Because they use cameras here for the stop signs. They watch your tire, and if the tire keeps moving, and I mean the one my friend got, the tire was barely turning, but it detected the movement, and he did not fully stop, and it sent him a ticket in the mail for like $400.
Here, that was deemed unconstitutional, which I'm it's good, right? The whole red light, fucking traffic.
Technically, if you didn't stop, but that's not in every. That's just your state, because most of America allows it.
Well, Texas got rid of him, didn't they?
Texas got rid of him because, like most places that had him.
America.
Well, yeah, but there's a lot of places that won't do it. They won't, like, judges will throw them out because, I mean, they've successfully been.
City here generates $40 million a year.
Yeah.
Off of photo tickets.
Excuse me.
That one is a little bit criminal, though. That one's what they have. They have zones of where the North American standard is 80 kilometer for an 80 kilometer intersection. The standard is to have it's like 6 seconds of amber, and they've got 4-second ambers. And 4-second ambers used to be the standard, but it's been now deemed not enough time because there's new science that by time you see the change and then move to the brake pedal, 4 seconds is not enough time for most people to safely stop. So it creates a whole bunch of rear end collisions at the intersections that have the cameras, because everybody knows that from practice that they're in this no man's land where all of a sudden the light goes yellow, and you're not supposed to predict the yellow. Remember, you're supposed to go until it's yellow because yellow's red, right? But if you get into this one little spot, there's like a 20-meter section, 60 feet for the Americans, where if your car is in there and you're doing the speed limit and the light changes, you have to either brake really aggressively or hope to fucking hell that you're not a half a millisecond too far behind because it'll just go take the picture. And they do that. That's criminal level. Like, they purposely have not changed those intersections because they generate money there.
Right.
So
I remember one time I got fucking shitty with a cop. I was what was I doing? I was coming back from a show. Our band had played a gig, and I had dropped off my buddy at his house, and I had made this drive hundreds of times, knew the route back and forward, whatever. I knew where all the stop signs were, and the route that I took, there were no stop signs, none whatsoever. Right? There were a couple of places we have to cross traffic, but there's no stop signs there. Probably should be, but there aren't any. As long as whatever. So I drove off. It was like 3:00 in the morning. Get pulled over. Pulls up. You ran that stop sign back there. Now I admit I was young and a little pissed. Pissed in the European sense, not angry. And the police officer pulls up and says, "Hey, you ran that stop sign." I said, "There's no fucking stop sign back there, officer." And he goes, "Oh, would you like for me to take you over to that?" So I said, "Yeah, let's go check out the stop sign right now." I said, "If you can go back there and show me a stop sign, I'll take that ticket and I'll go down and pay for it immediately. I won't fight it." let's go check. I said, let's go check. I was all fucking like cock and balls. Like, let's go fucking do it.
Damn.
He was like,
You're like, bring it on.
yeah, bring. And he was like, look, just be safe, be careful, go the fuck home. Goddamn right, I'm going home. What'd you say? Yes, sir.
Was there a stop sign?
No, there was no stop sign.
Oh, okay.
And he knew it. He knew there wasn't a stop sign. He was just fucking with me, and that's fine. I was able to hold together my pissedness.
I did get out of one because of a turn I made that was not allowed. There's a stop sign, and then there was a turn that you can't make. It's like a left-hand turn during certain hours of the day because it was right near a school. And so I was like, but I made the turn, but the reason I didn't, and there's a sign that indicates, no left-hand turn between these hours. I didn't see it because there was a tree that had grown over and blocked the sign from my vantage point. When I went back and I was like, okay, hang on a second, I got to see where this damn sign is because I went back. I was like, there's no sign here until eventually, oh shit. You can't see it until you're literally at the intersection line, and that's only if you're like this.
Yeah, right.
So I went back and I took a picture, or actually, it was video. I took video of me walking up and saying, "You cannot see this sign until you're here." And I was already initiating the turn. I took that into court. Gone.
Yep. All right, Biggs. Have a good one, man.
And then surprisingly, like 2 days later, that tree was completely cleared down.
They bring that tree back, yeah. Sometimes it's not, they don't do it on purpose, right? Because, look, like where I'm at, Encore is supposed to come out and do all of our tree trimming for our power lines. That's supposed to be a regular service they run. Well, I can take you to 5-6 houses right now that have trees overgrowing power lines. They just don't have people go out there and fucking do it. You call them up and they'll get out there eventually. Same situation with stop signs, right? There's just not like TxDOT's supposed to handle that shit. They're supposed to handle keeping it all cleaned up. There's just not enough people. They don't have enough. They don't have enough bodies to get out there and actually do that. Because you know how many fucking signs there are in the state of Texas.
Lots.
It's ridiculous.
But I'll tell you one. Speaking of things like that, back in my old place, back in Texas, there was an old rotten tree that was growing on the easement that was just outside of my fence. So I had the back fence, and there was this old rotten oak that was just long dead.
Yeah.
And I would the whole time we lived there, I was like,
take them shits down. By the way,
I was like, I'm looking at the thing. I was like, that damn
them.
thing is gonna blow over, and it's gonna like smash my shed or tear up my fence. And I was always worried about it.
Somebody else's house.
So we lived there for 6 years, and actually almost 7.
Yeah.
And nothing until right towards the last year we lived there, a storm blew through, and sure enough, that sumbitch split down the center and was like hanging over. And so I was like, yeah, that's got to be, or something happened, and it was definitely a dangerous obstruction. So I called the city and was like, hey man, we got this really bad situation. It's like, no problem, we'll be right out there. The city comes out, they trim the whole thing down, cut the whole thing down, and they left everything in the alleyway.
Thanks, guys.
And I wasn't aware of it until I get a call from the neighborhood inspection saying, hey, what's with all this tree of yours that's in the alleyway? And I'm like, what? They didn't like take it with them? It's like, no, they just cleared the obstruction. That's the thing. That's all you.
Exactly. That's why, that was, second follow.
It's like, they didn't even tell me. It's like, by the way, we've left an entire tree chewed up on in the alleyway.
Because I was blown away to find out that when somebody self-deletes, the nicest way I can say that nobody does anything. They like take the person away and then they leave everything behind and they say, okay, there's your mess, call somebody or something, our job's done, and you're like, whatever the person may have done to themselves, or you're left to that issue. Which, I mean, it makes sense. It's not their problem, it's not society's problem, but at the same time I was like, I guess these are the things you don't fucking think about. Like,
you know what people don't think about either? Because I used to do this job before I moved here to Oklahoma, is when you get evicted from an apartment, and I know that I know it's just, but when people get evicted, and they leave all of their stuff there, and they're out, and once the eviction is complete, we have to go in there and clean that up. And the apartments I have walked into.
Oh yeah.
There was a situation Steve Lato was covering recently where it was a building manager, like a chick that's hired to like look after houses, right? House sitter, house watcher. And there was like a country house that she didn't check for like a year and something, which That is ridiculous, first of all. Well, squatters had moved in. And because she never checked the fucking place,
Oh, no.
squatters were living in this place. And hold on, there was no water available because the water, everything, power, water was all shut off. And so they filled a room with shit. Literally filled a room with shit like a mountaintop. And actually, I got told by a plumber recently. He told me, I was talking to a plumber on a job site, and I said, what's the grossest thing? Like I said, people ask you to like plunge toilets and stuff occasionally. He said the grossest thing I ever did is he just fixed the water in a place. He like fixed the water pump in the basement or whatever to get the water running. And the guy goes, hey, hey, I was wondering, like my tub is plugged. Can you get my tub working now that I have water? And he goes, yeah, sure. I mean, I guess I'll take a look. And he walks him up there, and they open the door. And he said the shit was piled so high in the tub that the guy had to have been standing on the rim of the tub and like shitting on top of the pile. He said there was like mildew. It was like there was a dead body in there. Of course, he just closed the door and said, "That's your fucking problem. I'm out of here."
We've had to do that. We've had to call biohazard teams in. I've seen it happen before. We've had to call biohazard teams in to handle some locations.
Worst cleanup I've ever had at the bar, believe it or not. Right? I generally didn't have a problem with cleaning up, working at a bar. You're going to find those situations where somebody's been a little too over the top with their partying, and they just, whatever, they call me, Johnny, go clean it up. I'd put gloves on, put mask on, go in there, clean the shit up, fucking spray it down, sanitize, whatever, no big deal. Wasn't a big deal to me, didn't care. I walked in to work one day, started doing my work and whatnot, and somebody come up to the bar and looked at our manager, or the owner, and said, somebody needs to go and take care of the women's restroom. And we're like, oh, okay, is it, what's going on? And I was like, just somebody needs to go take care of the women's restroom.
You've told this story before.
And, right, cool. And Tracy looks at me and says, Johnny, can you go? So yeah, no problem, whatever. So I go put my gloves on, right? Put the sign up, knock, anybody in there? No. Open the door. Okay. And there is human feces painted from fucking ceiling to the ground. There's shit everywhere. It was on the fucking mirror, all over the sinks, painted on the walls. It's like somebody got a giant turd crayon and was just fucking drawing all over this month. There was shit everywhere. The door went back to Tracy and said, if you make me clean this, I'm quitting.
I quit.
You're going to have to call somebody in to fucking hose that shit down. She goes, that can't be that bad. I said, oh, well, then you go clean it if it's not that bad. I said, Tracy, you know me. You know I'll clean just about anything. She goes back there, opens the door, and closes it immediately, locks it, like puts a fucking padlock on it, and then ropes it off. It's like, nope. We're just going to make this unisex bathroom. And they called people to come in the next day to fucking hose that shit out.
Yeah.
It was awful. Oh, it was bleh. Fuck. It was bad. Both stalls, too. Women's restroom had 2 stalls, and there was shit all over both of them. Ceiling, everything. Toilet. I was like, what the fuck happened?
And we changed the subject, okay. Valerie.
I'm sorry, Valerie.
What did you eat?
Standing D for my
I'm Unirock.
Oh, stop it.
I got the do-rag.
I oversee a residence hall at a university. I can tell some stories. I know you can. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Somebody take a screenshot of this and tweet this at Unirock.
Stop it.
Do it. It's fun. He's such a lolcow.
I thought he's not even relevant anymore.
He's been making fun of you know how it is. He grabs a hold of, like, last year was Gabby Petito. This year it's, I don't know, he's back to like is one of the Duggards gay or something. Katie Joy Paulson, or I don't know what the fuck there.
Who cares?
He's getting a lot of views right now. It's time to jump on making fun of him. No, what it is, I just every once in a while like to poke him in the ribs with a knife and hear it.
Figuratively speaking, YouTube. Figuratively speaking.
By the way, if anybody in the audience who actually knows who I'm making fun of, this is Spitting Image. It's kind of creepy almost.
It's actually disturbingly scary. On point.
Yeah, it really is. Oh, man. You know what? Let me just do this because this is fun. I was going to make a video of this today, but my internet went out, and it's a really short video. But
yeah, I'm actually kind of curious what you meant by almost missed it. And
I almost missed. Pause. I almost missed this stream because again, my internet was out. It was
Okay.
whatever. Anyway, here, look, this is just because.
Oh, and by the way, to correct that, Valerie Handmade with Heart said Beaver looks like a minion. It's like, no, Unirock looks like a minion.
Yeah, the only thing that actually is like the glass is everything. The eyes are a little freakishly large, but no, this is Unirock. This is it.
Now, this is probably going to get me demonetized, and that's fine, whatever.
Shit.
NANA for $6.66 says, I had almost the same thing working at Target women's restroom, and there was shit on the walls, floor everywhere, twice in 1 week. That's fucked. Thank you for that super chat. This is one of the reasons why we tell folks not to do what this guy does. Now, this is just funny.
Somebody getting tased? What's happening here?
Look how quickly he turns into a bitch. As soon as they pull out the fucking cards, he turns into a super bitch.
I can't hear it if I'm supposed to be able to.
Oh, can you guys not hear this?
There's no audio.
Motherfucker. Hang on a second.
On,
hit the button and it didn't work. Let's try it again. There. Now you can hear it. Now you can hear it. It's a very short video, so we can boom.
No, you don't run the show.
I got you, man.
I don't run
I
the
told
show.
you, man. Why'd you do
You
that?
don't run
We
the
asked
show.
you multiple times.
Okay, but why did you do that?
Because we asked you multiple times. To
And
call
you're not
directions.
listening.
Sir, there's no need for that.
All right.
Now, if I remember correctly, if I heard correctly, this was from when he was arrested outside of Ohio. Was it post office? What's up, Jared? Jared, we good to see you. Was it let me know if I'm. Oh man, I killed the bug. Let me know if I'm wrong, but it was at an Ohio post office. I remember correctly. He was told to fuck off. He didn't do it. Kept arguing with him, and they were like, "All right, fine. This is where you go."
Play stupid games.
There's
Yep.
no need for that. Sir, he's jaywalking.
Yeah, he didn't show what was going. This is like the only part of the video he wanted to show was them getting arrested because he's trying to like, oh, woe is me, but
Where are we at here?
Wheeler Peak and MLK. Stand up. Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
There you go.
All right, you guys got ID?
Not on my person.
You don't have any?
Not on my
You don't
person.
have anything on you. How am I supposed to verify your information?
My jeans are too tight to bend over properly for the situation.
Where are you from?
I'm from Massachusetts.
Massachusetts?
Yes,
You have an ID through Massachusetts?
Yeah, absolutely.
You do?
Just staring at testicles like
I
we're at
know
a
it.
goddamn.
lost my ID. I'm waiting on the DMV. I lost my ID. I'm waiting on the DMV.
You don't have an ID on you? You don't have an ID on you?
No.
All right.
I don't
stand
know
up.
why he thought it
Stand
was
up.
important to do that.
That's it?
That's it. That's all he wanted to. That's all he wanted to tell people, show people, was him getting arrested because again, he's trying to garner sympathy.
Should have had ID on.
Man, it felt like we were at a Lenny Kravitz concert. Is all I can say with how close we were to that.
We were very close to those testicles. Yeah, those pants were.
Lenny Kravitz wears skin tight pants and has the hammer stretched down the leg.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh, we had Jeremy DeWitt was arrested as well, eh? Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, look who it is.
Oh, here's a good one. This is another quick one. Look, you know what? This is what happens when you play stupid games and you win stupid prizes. Let's do this one more time. This is a short one as well. Let's see how this goes.
Dun 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 dun
Since
dun.
you guys want to do any kind of recording, make sure that you put on YouTube after we multiple times tried to take down a YouTube channel that was hacked, and the $10,000 that was in my account on the YouTube channel was taken, and YouTube refused to take down the channel information that.
What the fuck is he blabbing about?
Why are they
I don't know.
interviewing him?
This you know who Jeremy DeWitt is, right? He was a dumbass in Florida who went around looking like
Like pretending to be an officer, right? Yeah.
Well, he wasn't.
Oh, he
pretending to
wasn't
be an
pretending,
officer.
come on.
I am a guy who runs funeral processions. Like, come on.
And
man.
yells at people to
Yeah.
pull over and get
And
out.
hits
Get
their
the fuck
cars
out of the
and-
lane.
Right.
Yeah, smacks their cars and does all,
And
Yeah,
then threatens to fight them in the street like Chili DeCastro.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
I've
audio
got
is really low on that, by the way.
it is.
Yeah, it was
it's
terrible.
it's the video itself. It's crazy. You can see here, it's cranked all the way up. And I have it. Let me see if I can. Maybe. Let me see. That's not what I want.
If they made a Frauditor Power Ranger series, would Glenn Serio be the Jello Ranger?
That's funny.
Sweep the leg. I'll sweep your leg.
Sweep
That's the only move he knows as the Jello Ranger.
Let's see here.
Mr. Twitch is posting obnoxious stuff in the Discord server.
Oh, God. Twitch. He's just on a journey to try to get banned from all the Discords. What? I'm just making jokes, you guys. I'm just making homophobic jokes and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking loser.
Mods take care of it if he's being. Look, I don't have a problem with people coming in and being disagreeable as long as you're not fucking like breaking TOS. But if you're gonna get in there and just fucking like spam and like that, just ruins it for everybody. So you can fuck off somewhere else.
Then put a warrant out for IRS for failing to take down the channel that has been up for multiple years and describes
Nobody can take a joke, Johnny.
Sorry.
Jeremy, it looks pretty easy to delete an account. Why can't you just follow the law?
Well, because somebody hacked that account, changed the username, changed the passwords, changed all the information, and then took my money. And now, because it's leaking, when I go to
Wait a minute, because they took your YouTube account, they took your money? How does that work?
my own account that is no longer, I have no longer access to, I can't even shut it down. I can't even use it. I can't even post on it. I can't even shut it down. And I explained that to probation multiple times. We even showed them the proof, and they refused to put a warrant out for my arrest for not taking down the channel, even though YouTube refuses to do it.
Jeremy, I hear you were live streaming during the arrest. Why do you do this for all attention?
Say that again, I'm sorry?
I hear you were live streaming during this arrest. Why? Why do you do this?
Live stream?
Do you do this for the attention?
Yes, he does it for the attention.
Fake comment, huh? Well, that's great. And I wasn't live streaming, so I don't know where you got that information. Guys, their lights are a little too bright. These gentlemen can't see the sidewalk. Watch your step.
What the fuck? Yeah, so Roden last name says he's lying as usual. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was probation violations they picked him up, right? I'm sure the side chat's letting me know. But really, he's violated 20 parts of the probation agreement. Yeah.
Tony Regime.
Oh, fuck this guy. This guy's an idiot. Yeah, it's too hard to hear for me as well, but he's moaning and groaning about some fucking YouTube channel that he can't take down. It's like, well, because they hacked my account and took all my money. Hacked my what? Gosh. So he was ordered to take down Metro State YouTube page and he didn't do it, so he's violating his probation. I see. William Grabber says his lips were moving, so lying. Yeah, it's just he's another chili. A little chilly. Oh, that's not cool. That's not cool. My goodness.
Johnny, you're not even in my Discord, are you, you dick face?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
I think I am.
So
pretty sure I am.
Rogue Nation is telling his followers that the AG of Alabama doesn't know the law after he put out a memo on how to eject auditors from the health department building. Interesting.
And sorry, I'm trying to figure this.
Just right click on if you're talking about what I posted to you. I'll just put something in announcements like a 1. Just right click on my name and then you get the roles thing. And then you can add a role like moderator or admin.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys. I need to clean up my fucking Discord anyway. So yeah. Cool. Sorry, everybody.
If you do that, I'll help you deal with this. But yeah, so just toss that at me.
Yeah. Did you say something in my Discord?
I put it in your announcements. I put a 1, and then Serenity put a 2, and then Sublime put a join.
Okay. Cool. Let me.
Oh yeah, I'm still Unirock.
Stop it.
I'm gonna be sending a photo of this. Hey, you gotta salt mine every once in a while. Fuck. And besides, if Chili taught me anything, it's the salt mine is where progress happens for a channel.
Yeah.
I mean, for fuck's sake.
It looks like he might I want to get on.
Oh my God, he's still there, right? Oh shit.
Yeah, but there's other things that are happening. The only reason why he's still there is because he's serving a second week suspension, and you and I talked about this the other day, and then you go fucking live on Team Skeptic. Goddamn.
Lie about it. What'd I say?
Nothing. I'm just teasing you.
Oh.
Hank's Corner has gifted another plot hole membership. Thank you so much, Hank's Corner. I really do appreciate that. Anyway,
or maybe I misreported it.
No, not at all. I'm pretty sure that what happened was he got another TOS violation. I can't say that for certain because, again...
No, he had to have. He's gone banned for 2 weeks, and he's not here yet. And
right.
So, yeah.
Until I hear either Chili say, yes, they slapped me with another TOS violation, or I get confirmation elsewhere, I mean, it's only conjecture, right? Everything points to it being a second week and a second strike or a second TOS violation. So
busted.
Oh, did you just delete all those? Okay, you did.
I did. Yeah. I don't even know what the fuck that was.
I think just
very weird.
It's very odd.
Yeah, very unusual.
It's probably, to be honest with you, it's probably. Wow, I have suspicions on who it might be, but it's whatever. Not Chili. I just mean like somebody else.
Yeah, right. Anyway, it's kind of weird. Look, like I said, you want to come out and have a fun time and Discord with us is more than welcome to. You're going to have fun time with us on here. We like to, look, yes, we'll call out the stupid shit, but we like to laugh, like to have fun. Like getting fucking JL on last week was the bee's knees because I don't even remember what the fuck we were talking about. Oh yeah, Chili just vigorously masturbating, and you were like, oh, there, so you got him already. Got him.
I'm sorry. It was someone said, somebody asked what would Chili do? What did we think that Chili would do if he ever got a hold of a little bit of power? And Chili, little, and power conjured the image of him.
Chili has a tiny little power.
Exactly. And exactly. Beaver went right there, and it just conjured in my head this image of him sitting alone in his little studio in the dark, just like mad as hell, just being like, why don't you work?
You put two hands on there. You're being far too generous. And there's no way there's a double hand on there.
And he would
spinning it like this, maybe.
He would abuse his power, and so abusing his power is like, oh, I hate you.
Johnny, we made fun of him just now. You're getting doxxed.
Oh, too bad I already did it myself.
Jeez. Spaghetti-o.
Oh no, here he comes. No, he's coming to dox us. Chili, don't dox me, please.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man, this guy's great. He's getting released, by the way, just so everybody knows. Eventually, this will be posted on my channel as a green screen video that anybody will be allowed to download and utilize for whatever GIFing purposes or streaming purposes. Put them in your videos, have little Chilito pop out of the top, whatever. It will be one of those green screen memes that we all grab from time to time online.
Who's the bad playboy? Who's the bad playboy?
Oh, I still can't stand how he does this. The one thing that he does that just is a pet peeve is when he comes in the stream and he talks to his live chat like they're dogs, like they're his dog. It's like, and it's like, and they don't for some weird reason they don't pick up on this.
I just love Chili because Chili was there for me when I was locked up in torture cuffs. I called out to Chili. Chili said, I'll only take 20% commission off of the super chats and we will get you out.
Yep.
God bless you, Chili. God bless you in your heart.
What's up, Commander Darklight? Raymond Darkstar says, okay, I'm going to say it. Jail Shirts claiming he's having a baby.
Oh.
It's an alien.
Yeah, Charlie Girl says as a dog trainer, it's very unhealthy to baby talk dogs. Yeah, I don't baby talk my dogs, so they curse at me in just like good English.
Wrote it no less name. No, wrote it no less name. It's like, nope, he was playing with his Alpha One.
His little alpha power. Jeez. Did Deborah? I have no idea. Probably eating that prison food. That stuff is no good. It's. I gotta go. I gotta call it a night because I have to get
Already?
up. I have to teach class in the morning.
Johnny's a big boy nowadays. He's got he's got students that rely on him. JL.
Yeah. I have
Don't be too corny.
Like, seriously? Oh.
Yeah, it's an 8:30 in the morning class. I got dressed an hour drive. So yeah.
It's like, really?
Yeah, I know. Joshua says it's corn.
This is my director. This is my podcast.
Holy
look.
shit! Okay, this is
We did this one already. This is my hardcore podcast look.
That is, yeah, it looks very much.
We're live from the Beaver Channel.
Coming to you live from the Beaver. Anyway, the last thing I'll talk about. Okay, Metallica, right? I'm a huge Metallica fan, right? You can see my picture with Robert Trujillo there. That's the last Metallica ticket show that I went to right there. You see a ticket right there, right? Well, no, I've got all of my. I've got my picture with all of them, right? That's just the one you can see right now.
That
Photoshopping
right wasn't as good back then.
No, it wasn't. That shirt right there has all the signatures on it from when I met him. That's my meet and greet pass right there. Anyway, that being said, they just quietly released a new record, or a new song, a new single from their upcoming record. They didn't tell anybody they were in the studio. Like, yeah, it just happened. Boom, here it is. It's coming out in April. And they also decided they're going to do a 2-year tour, and they released all the tour dates. Like, it also just came out yesterday. And I went and looked because I was like, man, I want to make sure and go check out Metallica one more time because I know it's going to be like, it's getting close to them. Be like, all right, we're done, guys. We're in our 60s, going to be in our 70s soon. I think 10 years or 70s, but like, you know what I mean? They're getting to that age. So I looked at tickets because I was going to buy tickets. I'm not going to buy tickets. Fuck me running.
Oh, then lately they've gotten to the point where regular humans can't afford tickets. For
No. Holy shit.
It's ridiculous.
They're doing it.
It's at the point where you're going to tell your kids what it was like to go to concerts because, sorry, only the rich people can go now.
I mean, Christ. I was looking because it's a 2-day event. And they're doing 2 different sets on both days, right? So you get one set one day, one set a different set the second day. I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. Check it out. I'll get 2 tickets. After service charges and whatnot, it's $500 a ticket. $500.
Yeah, they're getting ready to retire. Got to get those last dollars.
No. This is a thing that's been no. Like even Taylor Swift the other day. What happens is they've all signed up. Ticketmaster has a monopoly. Is what's occurred. They've owned everything now. And so what they do is they do dynamic billing is what it's called. So the people that are like Taylor, all them, they part of their contract will say, yes to dynamic billing. So what happens is what this system does is when everybody pours in there at the same time, the system goes, well, I only have 10,000 tickets and we have hundreds of thousands of people lined up. And so what happens is, using algorithms, it goes, well, these tickets shouldn't be $100 a piece. They should be $1,000 fucking dollars a piece. And so the computer is automatically saying, well, there's enough demand, then no selling tickets for $100. They'll all be like $800, $900, $1,000 tickets because people will pay it. And there's enough, unfortunately, with 8 billion people on the planet, 350 million Americans, there is enough people at any given time that have enough bank and it's 2 little brains that they'll pay that they will fill the place like that. And now the average human being cannot afford to go to see their favorite singer.
So
can't take your kids anymore, like your little girl to a show she wanted. Sorry, it'll be thousands of dollars for me and the 3 kids.
Right. Got to fucking take a second mortgage. So I was looking at all the different that you could get tickets for a single show, you get tickets for both show, and they have these experience packages that you can get. They have like 4 or 5 different experience packages. Not to mention the I Disappear package, which is tickets to every one of their shows from like the whole North America tour. And I can only imagine how much fucking that shit is because
that's got to be awfully expensive.
Yeah, not to mention traveling. I was looking at the different experience packages, and there's the Nothing Else Matters, their top experience package. Of course, it's two shows. You get tickets to both days, thank God. You get a meet and greet for both days where you get to meet, two of the members, at least two of the members. They're only guaranteeing two of the members. Keep that in mind. They're only guaranteeing two of the members for this. They say complimentary drinks. Like, bitch, these fucking things aren't complimentary. I'm paying for them in the fucking ticket price.
Right.
You get to go into so they have like a bullseye type thing where they have like a snake pit, which is right in the middle of the stage, and they'll be surrounding you on the outside, and then there's an outer bowl ring pit type thing, and then there's general admission, and all these different perks and whatnot. And if you want one ticket, it's going to cost you $5,000. Fucking insane.
When you go to the theme parks, they do the same thing now. I showed my wife. We went down, because I already knew this. We went down to Busch Gardens or whatever, and we bought Universal Studios. And they have the tickets, right? So let's say the ticket's $98 a person, right?
Right.
But then they have the Express Pass, which is basically another ticket. Like it's like $80-something. So you end up paying $200 a person, and people be like, "That's ridiculous." Do you know what that Express Pass does? It lets you. There's the regular line, and it'll be like, no joke, and I'm not shitting you. It's like this line has a 120-minute wait.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chelsea.
You show your Express Pass, they scan it, and then they open a thing to a secondary line that you just skip past everybody else and go get on the roller coaster before them. So they literally have tiered, and we met people that didn't have the Express Passes, and halfway through the day, we'd been on a dozen rides already, and they had been on 2.
Yep.
Because they'd been waiting in lines all day. And the reason you know that that's the only way to go is the locals will all be lined up, and we pre-ordered our Express, so we knew we had them, but they'll go, all Express Passes are sold out for the day, because they only sell so many of them to make sure that you get the Express experience.
Yeah.
All you hear is, and like everybody lined up behind, they're all locals. They all just fucking go home.
Yeah.
Because they're like, if there ain't no Express Pass, I'm not even walking into the park.
It's not even fucking worth it. Yeah.
It's not worth it.
It's ridiculous.
They've tiered even the vacation holidays for families.
So there's a reason why I pointed some of this stuff out. It wasn't a flex, right? There's a reason why I pointed out my meet and greet pass and my autographs and all that stuff, right? Because remember, $5,000, $5,000 if you want that experience to get the meet and greet and all that shit, right? This was back in 2004. This meet and greet was 2004. That shirt and all that stuff, right? I had 2 tickets and the meet and greet. It cost me $150. $150. That was just 2004. Well, not like 1984, 2004, $150 with a meet and greet pass.
You remember what Sanitarium cost?
Yeah, it was like
totally in our price range.
Yeah, I was able to get 5 tickets for myself, my brother, and his brother, or not his brother.
Your brother Daryl, your other brother Daryl.
Myself, my brother, my friend, his brother, and one of their friends. It was 5 of us. It was like here, boom, you guys just pay me when you can. It was like $35 a ticket.
Right. Yeah. It's like same with me. I was
Metallica, fucking
Korn, Metallica, Kid Rock, System of a Down, and Power Man 5000.
Yeah.
All 5 of those, and it was like just you could be going to high school and afford to go to that concert.
Yeah.
And it was just, I remember those days. And I think the last one I saw, I think was Nails. The last concert I saw was Nails when they came through Texas. And was it Nails? I think it was 9 Inch Nails when they came through.
I just took my middle daughter to see In Flames and Meshuggah. And that was kind of expensive. It was like $70 a ticket, and I got 3 tickets. It was like, whatever. I guess we can just budget. I think it was her birthday, and she's a huge In Flames fan, loves the band, so whatever, take her for her birthday, her first concert, cool. But god damn. And this is what happened.
It used to be not the tickets, but the worry about seeing a T-shirt you really love, because the T-shirts are where they used to get you.
They still do.
T-shirts. They still do.
Even then, T-shirts.
I never buy any merch because they fucking price the shit out of this Fruit of the Loom shirt. They charge $100 for.
Yeah.
Press a little logo on it and fucking sell you a Fruit of the Loom shirt that they got in mass.
That's because they're selling you your nostalgia.
Right.
Fuck off.
Paul Rumor Fraser for £4.49 says, "Hey Johnny O, JL, and Beaver, you think Chili the Oyster will face court TTU? Though Beaver lost his teeth for a second like someone else." Oh, geez. I don't think so. I think he won't face court because he was going to lose. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Anyway, no, it was fucking hell. It was the 2008 was the last time I saw Metallica, and even then it was like, all right, we're getting a little bit pricey. But this is what happened. This is what happens when we go to like fucking everything's on streaming now. Because used to bands made money off of record sales, right? You sell 1 million records. Nowadays, nobody fucking cares. Nobody buys records. They all just fucking stream it on Spotify and whatever, and they don't make any money, so they got to make money somehow.
The internet changed the game.
Yeah. Now they got to make money on shows. Now they went back to the model where touring is where you make your money. And at $5,000, my wife's like, well, nobody's going to buy those. I said, babe, they go on sale Friday to the general public. They'll probably be sold out Thursday because everybody else got pre-order access to was going to buy them shits out. It will happen. And you were talking like 50 tickets, 50 of those experience packages of $5,000 a piece. It's just insane. It's insane.
Because you can't put a price on a memory. And that's what they're selling.
$150. Same memory.
And then you can't put a price on a memory. And that's what they're going to sell you.
Yeah. My goodness. Merch has always been a big part of profit because I don't give a fuck merch doesn't cost shit. $3-4 a shirt, give or take. A big band like Metallica can fucking just like, hey, look, guys, we're going on tour. We're only going to pay you $2 a shirt to make our band merchandise shirts. Now, granted, they do have overhead with people, and I get it, but still, like $50 a shirt? You fucking kidding me? Fucking hell.
I bring up the can't put a price on a memory because that exact same sales line came out of the dude who came out of the mortuary guy who was selling my father's coffin.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Legit. With just stone faced with the most endearing tone you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
You can't put a price on a memory.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there in my head, and I was too out of it. But in my head, I was clear enough to see like it's going in the ground. Yeah. I was like, but we're gonna see it for like 45 minutes, and it's the worst memory ever. Yeah. It's like, trust me, when I look back on this moment in my life, when I'm like 60 years old and I'm thinking back, I'm not gonna remember. God damn, the veneer on that box. That really sold it for me. So what the shit?
The veneer on that box is all I heard out of that sentence, and I was already sold.
Yeah.
That's because you have you have the attention span of a mayfly.
But that doesn't matter. You said all of my favorite words.
Veneer.
The veneer on that box.
I mean, that's what I say to my wife every Saturday. I'm like, baby, the veneer on that box.
Oh, baby.
And then you just got to fill in the sentence.
Just whack. I can see my face in it.
Yep. What's up, Mark? Now, all right. No, for real, I got to go. Like I said, I have to get up early and teach.
Someone says, because people are not talking about their plans, I plan to be a tree. So I plan to be potted.
Yeah.
I will be put into an organic pod where then I will be placed and a tree will feed me. And then I will become the tree. And I will teach my fellow trees to be cognizant.
And you'll work with breezes and shit.
Well, I'm of this mind. I'm really of this.
I'm gonna go.
If they grow a pot plant out of you, they could smoke you like in that movie with Redman and Method Man. What was it? How High?
Yeah.
We could smoke you for luck.
Yeah.
I'm of this mind. I'm of this mind that the dominant predators on this planet are trees, because what do the trees do? The trees eat carbon. Right? Yeah. And they give out oxygen.
The only thing I'll tell you is in the time when America...
Hang on. They eat carbon, including carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and carbon from the atmosphere and carbon from the environment, and they give out oxygen. So human beings require oxygen to survive, and when we die, we put out carbon.
Tell that to the forest
that the trees eat. So hang on a sec. So the trees are literally keeping us alive and subsisting off of our demise. We are the cows for trees. The trees are the predators.
We were making tons of potash and cutting the forest down. And there was a time when that might not have been true.
And we can't get rid of them because then we'll all die. But as long as they're alive, they'll always be eating us. So it's the perfect symbiotic relationship.
Yep.
They are the dominant species on the planet.
That's
and
why I'm
I
gonna be
will
turned into
become
a diamond.
I will become one of those predators, feeding and subsisting off of the carbon of my fellow
You
man.
can get yourself pressed into a diamond now. You don't need to be eaten by a tree, okay?
All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna go the John Leguizamo route. I don't know if you guys saw Sexaholics, but he was talking about when his grandfather passed away. His grandfather told us to put his ashes in an Etch-a-Sketch. That way, if he ever got lonely, he could just play with them.
Hey, so Tony, I didn't say carnivore. I said predator. Feeding upon us. They're predators. They feed upon our. So they're the
There are
apex.
predatorial plants. Tell that to the Venus flytrap.
Jail's tree ghosts.
There you go. Yep, there we go. All right, everybody say goodbye. And Commander Darklight, I did see your message about the hat band. I'm really looking forward to that.
That's what the squealing when you burn wood is. That's the spirits.
Veronica Foster's thoughts from Deep Smokes.
Oh yeah, everybody here's had some deep smoke. Wait, no, not Johnny. Johnny doesn't have deep smoke.
I don't.
Johnny,
Anyway,
join the team. See that symbol? That symbol means happiness.
that symbol means you have a what? No.
It's a THC symbol.
Anyway,
Don't
everybody
worry.
say goodbye. Say goodbye, everybody. See ya.
Go sub to Week in Horror. We're 245
Yes.
away from 1K. Go sub. Put the link. I put the link in there. I am Groot.
I am.
Meow.
Bye-bye.
See ya.